Declawing is banned in 42 countries including all 27 European Union nations, plus New York, Maryland, and 6 other U.S. states. The procedure is not nail removal. It is amputation of the entire last bone of each toe, equivalent to cutting off your fingers at the first knuckle. The medical reality is far worse than most owners understand. The American Association of Feline Practitioners issued a 2017 position statement formally opposing routine declawing. The AAFP cited extensive evidence of long-term physical and behavioral consequences. Major veterinary organizations across multiple countries have followed with similar formal positions condemning the procedure. Declawing, technically called onychectomy, involves surgical amputation of the distal phalanx of each toe. The procedure removes both the nail and the bone the nail grows from. There is no method to remove the nail alone in cats. The bone amputation is anatomically required to prevent nail regrowth. Post-surgical complications occur in 24% of declawed cats according to Journal of Feline Medicine and Surgery research from 2017. Common complications include chronic pain, bone fragments causing infection, regrowth of bone spurs, and behavioral changes including aggression and litter box avoidance. Long-term behavioral consequences include increased biting frequency. Declawed cats develop biting habits as substitute defense mechanism. Research documented 33% of declawed cats become problem biters compared to 15% of clawed cats. The behavioral change reflects loss of primary defensive option. Litter box aversion develops in 17% of declawed cats. The procedure leaves persistent paw sensitivity, making litter contact painful. Cats associate the litter box with pain and begin eliminating elsewhere. This behavioral problem often leads to cat surrender or euthanasia, ironic given declawing is sometimes performed to keep cats in homes. Chronic pain persists in 84% of declawed cats according to physical examination data. The pain manifests as altered gait, reduced jumping, decreased grooming, and behavioral irritability. Many declawed cats live with constant discomfort their owners do not recognize as related to the procedure performed years earlier. Arthritis develops earlier in declawed cats due to altered weight distribution. Without distal phalanges, cats walk with abnormal mechanics, putting stress on remaining joint structures. The accelerated arthritis appears 3 to 5 years earlier in declawed cats compared to age-matched clawed cats. European countries banned declawing through the European Convention for the Protection of Pet Animals adopted in 1987. The convention explicitly prohibits non-therapeutic surgical procedures on pets including declawing, ear cropping, tail docking, and devocalization. All EU member states have implemented these protections in national law. Israel, Brazil, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, Taiwan, South Africa, Israel, Turkey, and most South American countries also ban declawing. The list of countries permitting routine declawing is small and shrinking annually. International veterinary consensus increasingly considers the procedure unethical for non-medical purposes. New York became the first U.S. state to ban declawing in 2019. Maryland followed in 2022. Several cities including Los Angeles, San Francisco, Denver, and Pittsburgh banned the procedure before state-level legislation. Veterinary associations testify in favor of these legal restrictions consistently. Scratching is essential cat behavior, not a problem to eliminate. Cats scratch for claw maintenance, removing dead nail sheaths, marking territory through scent glands on paw pads, stretching back and shoulder muscles, and emotional regulation through tactile expression. Eliminating scratching causes welfare problems. Appropriate scratching alternatives include scratching posts of various textures, horizontal scratching pads, scratching trees, and dedicated scratching corners. Cats prefer sisal, cardboard, carpet, or wood depending on individual preference. Offering multiple options identifies preferred surfaces preventing furniture scratching. Soft paws are vinyl nail caps glued to natural claws. The caps blunt scratching impact while preserving claw function. Application requires patience, but most cats accept the caps without distress. Caps last 4 to 6 weeks before requiring replacement, providing furniture protection without surgery. Regular nail trimming reduces destructive scratching. Trimming the sharp tips every 2 to 3 weeks decreases damage to surfaces while preserving claw function. Most cats accept nail trimming with gradual training and positive reinforcement. The procedure takes 5 to 10 minutes when established as routine. Pheromone products like Fellow-Scratch encourage scratching on appropriate surfaces. The synthetic pheromones attract cats to designated scratching areas while deterring scratching on furniture and walls. Combined with environmental modification, pheromone products effectively redirect natural scratching behavior. Furniture protection through deterrence prevents unwanted scratching. Double-sided tape on furniture creates unpleasant tactile experience cats avoid. Aluminum foil produces texture and sound cats dislike. These passive deterrents redirect scratching to appropriate alternatives without punishing the natural behavior. Kitten training establishes appropriate scratching patterns. Introducing scratching posts during the socialization window between 3 and 9 weeks creates lifelong preferences. Kittens raised with appropriate scratching outlets rarely develop destructive scratching habits as adults. Tendinectomy is sometimes proposed as declawing alternative but causes similar welfare issues. The procedure cuts the tendons, preventing claw extension. Cats cannot retract their claws normally afterward, requiring lifetime nail trimming. The AAFP opposes tendinectomy with similar reasoning as declawing opposition. Veterinary clinics increasingly refuse to perform declawing even where legal. Many practices have policy decisions against the procedure regardless of local law permissions. This veterinary leadership reflects the growing professional consensus that declawing represents unethical practice for non-medical purposes. Specialty surgical situations justify declawing rarely. Medical necessity, including tumor removal, severe infection, or trauma, may require partial digit amputation. These therapeutic procedures differ fundamentally from elective cosmetic declawing for furniture protection. Medical necessity remains permitted under all declawing bans worldwide. Public education has shifted attitudes toward declawing dramatically. Survey data from 2010 showed 55% of U.S. owners considered declawing acceptable. By 2020, this dropped to 32% acceptance. Continued education and visible legal changes accelerate the shift toward complete declawing rejection. Rescue organ cost considerations may influence owner decisions. Most owners never realize that the routine procedure they assumed was simple nail removal is actually multi-toe amputation, causing lifelong consequences. The veterinary professional consensus has shifted dramatically, and the legal landscape continues changing. Choosing humane alternatives preserves both furniture and cat welfare effectively. Tomorrow's video covers essential versus optional cat vaccines, including the AAFP guidelines for core and non-core vaccinations. Subscribe to understand which vaccines protect your cat and which represent over-vaccination unnecessary for indoor cats.